Hello, Knockouts. Tonya TKO here. And as you know, I am a self love specialist from TonyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral topics as teachable moments for what self love. Viral topics, not Bible topics. My captions are acting crazy. All right, so listen, we're just getting in here. I'm going to get this text sent out as soon as I get the link populated. But as you see, there's a man on the screen today, and there's a lot of videos to react to. But I believe in this one, there are a lot of self-love lessons that we can talk about, right? So let us get this up and running. Come on in, say hello when you get here. We are live on these platforms. Well, we're live on YouTube and then we're going to go live on these other platforms. So just give me one moment, Tito. Just give me one moment in time where I'm more than I thought I could be. Then, in that one moment, what is that from? I don't know how I even know this song. What is that from? I know that's from something. All right, so let's get this up live. Let's do a hashtag TKO text squad. All right. And then let me send this out. Send now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, oh, we got London in the house. We got people from all over the place. Let's just wait for this text to go out. How is everybody doing? When you get in, throw up your 10 tens, and then we shall go from there. Everybody should be getting their text because I submitted the paperwork to be in compliance with the new laws that have changed for how to send text messages. And so let me just refresh and see that this has gone out. And then we're going to go live on these other platforms. All right, it has gone. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Somebody says, Lord, he looked like a dust bucket. Is that Whitney Houston? Maybe that's one of the old graduation songs. All right. So let us see. All right. We got the text that has gone out. So let's go ahead and get live on these other platforms. And then we'll do the intros and get this party started. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Let's just keep going. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. And of course, we are live on YouTube. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, everybody. As you see, we have a man on the screen today. The title of today's video is Black Man Asked to Pump Girlfriend's Gas. You won't believe how he responds or even how he reacts. I didn't get a chance to watch the full video. I saw a short clip, but I was able to go to the young lady's page who posted this because I wanted an update on how the story went. I'll tell you a little bit more about, you know what? I just love my hair short. There's something about this angle of the side of the face that I think is just so pretty. I feel like you get to see more of the face. And, only really, really, really beautiful people could pull off that short hair anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing to hide. See me. See me. See these cheekbones. See that jawline. Yes, see me. But nonetheless, let me tell you all what's going on. I am your host, Tonya TKO. I am a self-love specialist from TonyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral topics to give lessons on what self-love or self-abuse looks like in your life. These topics are for you to evaluate yourself. And this young lady put this video up hoping to expose him, but I want you to just hear this conversation. I haven't watched the whole thing. So I haven't watched the whole thing. So I'll be reacting live with you all for the first time. Welcome, Dipped. Welcome, Shelly. Welcome in Text Notification Squad. Go ahead and put up your 10 tens. Welcome in the house. If you'd like to join the Text Notification Squad and get a text whenever I go live, the link is in the description. It's $1.99 a month. It's a way for you to support the channel and yourself because you're always here for live videos so that you are a part of the show. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's go ahead and just take a look at what we have here. This I was stunned by it personally, But hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's go to the very beginning. Welcome in. If you're late, you're gonna have to go to detention today. I'm sorry. I've already told you all to get here on time. All right.
Man refuses to pump girlfriend's
I
gas.
done paid for the gas, and he's still sitting in the car. All right. You not gonna get out and pump the gas?
Huh?
You not gonna get out and pump the gas? You not gonna get out and pump the gas? I just paid for the gas. You not gonna get out and pump it?
I didn't know. What you mean, pump the gas? This ain't my
What
car.
you mean you didn't know?
This ain't my car.
Oh, okay.
This ain't my car.
Get out and pump the gas. I at least paid for the gas. That don't make no
But
sense.
it's not my car though. Like, what you?
You in my car.
Okay.
Get out and pump the gas.
I'm confused. I don't know what you're talking about. What you mean?
See, this is why I'm in this with. You can't even get out and pump the gas. Just trifling.
How's that trifling though?
You know it's trifling. Get out and pump the gas.
I don't understand why you so mad about me not pumping the gas. It's not
I'm
my
mad
car.
because you a man. Like,
It's
at
not
least
my-
pump the
This
gas.
is not my car though. Like, this is your
But
car.
you in my car.
But this is your car though. That's what I'm telling you. This is your car. why
Okay, so
tell
you
me-
don't think that it's cool for you to at least get out and pump the gas after I paid for it?
Okay, it's your car though. If it's my car, I would gladly.
Do
get
it
out and
matter
pump
who
it.
car it is?
Yes, it do matter.
I
This is your
understand if you was
car.
in the car with another dude, but you in the car with me.
Okay.
That's how you rocking?
What you mean that's how you rocking? You act like you my wife or something. Like, what you talking about?
Okay.
Like you my wife or something? Like, damn. Like,
I gotta be your wife for you to pump the gas.
because it's not my car. This is your car.
Okay.
You already went to go pay for the gas. I gotta get all the way out to pump the gas.
This is sad.
It's sad.
Sad. This is sad. Get out and pump the gas.
I'm not getting out and pump the gas. It's not my car. Like, what I gotta get out and pump the gas for? It's your car. It's
Okay,
your car.
so you want to walk then?
What you mean I want to walk? You gonna make me
If you
walk
don't
because I
pump the
wanna
gas, you
no
gonna
gas?
walk.
So you gonna make me walk because I want to pump no gas?
Yes.
It don't make no sense. What are you talking
Yes,
about?
get out and walk. You at least you can do is pump the gas. At least you don't do shit else.
What you mean I don't do shit else?
Get out and pump the
You ain't
gas.
my damn wife. You doing too much. Why is you recording me though?
Because
Why is you recording though? Like why
You
is
need
you
to be
why you have
put
your
on
phone
camera.
out? You doing too much.
you need to be put on
No,
camera.
You're doing way too much recording me though. Like what you recording me for? Like,
Because I
what
want
you
the
trying
world
do?
to see how trifling and lazy your ass is.
Like you act like you can't pump your gas. I thought you was independent. Women always talking about how independent.
What
it is.
independent got to do with
Because
anything? You
women-
being a gentleman.
Okay, but women always talking how independent it is. Like you can't pump your gas. Like I don't get it. Like you pay for the gas. Look, it's pumping just fine without me. Look out. Look, put the camera at the gas pump. That don't- It's pumping just fine without me. Like I don't understand.
All right, and you still sitting in my car.
Because you doing too much. Are you gonna get the camera?
Okay,
Put the
you
camera
can
on
get
my
out
face.
and walk. If I gotta pump the gas my damn self, then you're not needed. What's the point of me having you?
But listen here.
What?
Why are you so pissed and so adamant?
Why are you still sitting in my car?
Because it's just gas. Like you acting like you bust a tire or something. I'm letting you change the tire by yourself. It's gas.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing. You be dirty and trying to lift a tire up. That's the same. That's something that you should be complaining about. But you complain about pumping gas. That don't even take long before it's done filling up.
Okay.
Like I don't confuse. Then you gonna try to keep me out your car.
Okay.
For what?
Yeah, you're gonna have to get out.
I'm not gonna get out your car, bro.
You
Like,
have to
I
get out.
live 20 miles away. You think I'm gonna get out your car?
Yeah, you can call an
Sound
Uber.
crazy.
You got Lyft, taxi cab. You got plenty of options to get home.
I'm not finna get
Ask
out
one of your
over no
friends.
gas. Not over no gas.
Ask one of your friends that'll allow you to sit in the car as somebody pump the gas.
Yeah, if any other girl won't be complaining, you're the only woman in the world complaining about pumping gas.
Right, that's the difference.
In
I'm
your
a woman.
car, in your own car. This is your car. This
It
is
does
not my
not
car.
matter. It does not matter. So you gonna sit in my car? Okay. See, this is what.
Man refuses to pump
Oh, that's
girlfriend's
the
gas.
end of it? Hold the hell up. No, that ain't the end of it. Where's the police? I'm sorry. I thought, hold on. That cannot possibly be the end of it. Hold on. Where's the police? Where's the HUD? Where's the Hank? Where's him getting dragged out of the car? Hold, you know what? I didn't know it was gonna end like that. Okay, let me get into my notes. Come, let's let's jump into it. All right. First things first. This is what happens when, well, I'm going to say this. This is one of the things that happens when you date men who did not grow up in homes with fathers who participated in things like this naturally, so that they saw it growing up. So it's not anything that's out of the ordinary. One of the things that I want to say first and foremost is that I went to this young lady's page, right? I went to her page on TikTok, right? And this is her page right here. It says here that she is a screenwriter and entrepreneur. So, big shout out to this young lady for creating content that gets people talking. There are going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, oh, well, this is a skit. Well, not many people are saying it's a skit. I'm telling you that it is most likely a skit, since she is a screenwriter. This is most likely a skit. Um this is most likely I'm sorry. This is most likely content that's created to start conversations, right? And I'm all for it because this has happened to me twice in my life. One of those times was when I was in Atlanta. There was me and my sister, we were going to homecoming at my college, and there was a guy, a friend, platonic friend, who needed a ride. And he was in the passenger, well, my sister was in the passenger seat, he was in the back, right? And so we're in our dresses and heels, and it was cold that October, right? And I paid for the gas, no problem, but I was not going to be up out there in the cold in my dress pumping the gas. He decided to cause a little bit of a hullabaloo, right? But I sat right down there in the car and we were not going to move until he got his black ass out and pumped that gas, because it was me and my younger sister and we were in gowns. And he was like, "Oh, equality. Oh, what's the big deal? Oh, you." It's almost the same type of thing. So I can understand why she created content like this. Second time this happened to me, I was in Martha's Vineyard, and there's a very famous woman that many of us watch and have seen and adore online, right? I ain't gonna say who she is, right? I have covered her content on my channel. And she was dating this guy, big, brolic dude, muscular dude, too. I was in Martha's Vineyard. You remember the year I went to Martha's Vineyard? And she was with this guy she was dating, who she was also sponsoring, right? I ain't gonna say too much, right? But they needed a ride halfway across the island to get to the venue that we were going to, right? And I pulled up right there to the gas station, right in front of the pump. And she was like, "What we over here for?" I said, "Oh, we got to get to the other side of the island. My tank is almost on empty." Right? And I was like, "Okay, well, how much we got towards the gas?" Right? Because it's three of us in the car. And she was like, "What's this? Come on, like, we're gonna be late. We're gonna." I was like, "Well, if we're gonna be late, then that means that we probably need to get this taken care of quickly, right?" And so she was like, "Something, something, 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 something." And I sat right there. This is when it comes, this is when boundaries and standing your ground really comes into play, right? And so the man was just sitting there chilling. And I was like, "Look," I was like, basically, what ended up happening is she didn't even bother to ask if he would pump the gas. She just went out there, paid for it, right? I gave my little bit for, because it's, okay, my car, whatever, I gave my little bit. And then they put in their amount for the gas, or she put in their amount for the gas. And then she had to pump the gas while this big, strong ass man was there. I felt sick to my stomach about it, but who am I to tell her what to do with her whole thing, right? So nonetheless, lesser than none, right? So I understand because these situations do happen, but let's talk about this as if it were real, right? Let's talk about it as if it were real, right? I want to get a better still shot of him. There we go, just so you can see, because let's talk about it as if it were real. Number one, these are the types of things that happen when you are dealing with a man who had no father in the home who did these things naturally. Let me tell you, what it is that she's asking for is very ordinary. There are many men out there who will give you that. You have to ask yourself, what is it that you require as a woman? What is it that you require in a relationship? Because trust and believe, everybody is not going to be the right person for you. Everyone is not going to be listen, everyone is not going to be the right person for you. But what do you do? How do you handle it? People could be the nicest people in the world. God bless them. They children of the Lord, or the universe, or whatever the case may be. That is all fine and dandy. You can respect the person as the child of the most high universal consciousness, your brother, and all of this. You could respect them as that and not have to date them. Because at the end of the day, it really comes down to what is it that you want. Because if a person is not able to give you what it is that you want, need, and require as a woman, that person is not the right person for you, regardless of what the reason is for it. I once dated this really nice guy. He was a nice guy. I enjoyed him. I enjoyed him. I did. We had a good relationship, right? I chose well when it came to personality, money, service, all of that. I chose well. But he had three discs fused together, right? And when he woke up in the morning, well, first of all, he was not a morning person. He was grumpy. He was so grumpy in the morning. He was like the first time that I spent the night with him, or that I let him stay over, when I saw him in the morning, I was like, you know how they have those skits or whatever, where the woman is like, is it me, what did I do wrong, blah blah blah, and the man is thinking about something completely different. It was one of those type of situations, because he was so grumpy that I was like, wow, what did I do? How did he get like this from who it is that I know him to be? I was like, did I do something? Did something transpire overnight? What is going on? Right? It was one of those, this was many years ago, right? This was years ago. And it was just that he wasn't a morning person. He was just a different person in the morning. It took time for him to come into himself. And I thought about it and I was like, do I want this forever? Do I want a life? I was like, what does my life look like with a man who is not a morning person? Because our schedules were completely different. He thrived, like he came alive at midnight. I'm rising and sleeping with the meridians of the sun. What, we'll never be able to go out hiking in the mornings. We'll never be able to do those things that I like to do in the morning, in the summer, in the spring. We'll never be able to coalesce. And he had that disc problem, so it shortened his mobility, as well as his it shortened his, you know his flexibility. He had three fused discs. So I didn't, we dated, but I was feeling him out before, I took him for a ride. But I asked him whether or not he had the winery. I never got a chance to test that ride, but because by the time I saw him in the morning, I was like, I can't really do this. I was like, mm-mm. So, does it really matter the reason why a person is not a good fit for you? What matters is that they're not a good fit. And if you require a person to pump your gas, which is commonplace, men love to please, especially a woman that they care for. They live to please you. They live to see that smile on your face. They live to see you light up and adore them for their acts of service to you. They live for that. So if you got a man on your hands who is looking at you like this, and you gotta talk to him, and he's like, oh, you need to be my wife in order for me to you got to be my wife in order for me to pump gas, but you don't have to be his wife for him to want to get some skins, right? For him to want to penetrate and enter into you, right? What is your requirement for having a man inside of your body? It's like, okay, so you mean to tell me you're going to sit up here and let a man who doesn't think enough of you to get out of the damn car and who's going to sit up there on his phone in the car in the passenger seat while you sit up there pumping gas out there outside of the car? I remember there was this guy who was interested in me online, right? He used to flirt with me or whatnot. I thought he was kind of interesting. Big muscular guy, big muscular man, right? And he was like, oh, he believes in equality. He wants his woman to take him out and open the doors for him. And you open his car door and this, that, and the other. And he got into an argument with me. You remember back in the days when people used to argue in Facebook comments before? Now they just block you and delete and all that other stuff. But he got into an argument with me about this because I was like, you are this big muscular man and you want your soft, pretty woman to be outside of the car in the night, closing the door, making sure that you're in, and anybody can run up and bash her over the head, but you can't do nothing because you're already inside the car. I was like, there's a reason why you walk a woman to her door and you make sure that she gets in. There's a reason why you open her car door and you close it after she's in. There's a reason why. It's just safer for her. And as a man, I don't understand how you could feel comfortable being inside the car while she's like, oh, let me close your door and then walk around from the back of the car and then boop. And then the next thing you know, she's out there on the ground behind the car and you're inside there sitting up with all your big muscles, not knowing what the hell is going on. And you're like, well, she ain't got in the car yet. What's going on? And you just sitting there, doo. And then you get out. And then the next thing you know, like, oh my goodness, Marsha, you're in the car. And then what do? It's like, why are you as a big man talking about you want to have your car door opened and closed behind you? It's just so ridiculous. Somebody said somebody said he's gonna hit the lock button. Lord have mercy. So nonetheless, let's get back to the list because I wrote a list of things that I wanted to say. You could tell from the way that he behaves when she first asks him, because this man, look, first of all, this is a bad look for him because he got his face associated with this fuckery and they have not made it clear that this is a skit. So she comes to him, listen, look.
I don't understand why you so mad about me not pumping.
Hold on.
You're not gonna get out and pump the gas.
Here. So when she first comes up to him, look, he's about to go do it. Look.
You're not gonna get out and pump the gas? You're not gonna get out and pump the gas. I just paid for the gas. You're not gonna get out and pump it?
I didn't know.
Look, do you see? I want you to see that small movement because him as a man, he's like, he moves. I want you to see, look at the small move. He goes to go to the door because it's just ingrained in him, right? I'm telling you, if you have a man that will not, that if you ask him, if you are in need and he doesn't jump to the rescue, if he doesn't put on his cape and try to figure out how to fix it, if he doesn't pull out his hammer and his tool belt and try to figure out how to fix it, that man is not interested in you. You're not safe with that man. So here, I want you to see the little I want you to see the little movement because he goes, he makes the motion. He makes the motion to open the door to get this situation taken care of. I want you to just take a look. Look.
You're not gonna get out and pump it?
Look. You see, right there. If you need to see it again, rewind the video. Because he goes like this. He makes the motion to go for the door handle because it's just embedded in them. If you find yourself a bum-ass nigga that is not interested in doing whatever it is that he can to... especially with the little things to make sure that you are not dirtied, inconvenienced, especially me. I had a big truck. My truck took diesel and diesel pumps are always dirty. So there would be no way that I would have no mail sitting up in my car. Absolutely not. Speaking of which, let's talk about boundaries, right? I done lost my notes. Oh, here it is. Let's talk about boundaries. Whenever you set a boundary, there has to be some sort of repercussion for when the boundary is crossed. What is it that you're going to do? Because we have a bunch of men out here talking about, oh, submit, submit, submit. Submission, if that's what it is that you choose to do, submission is a gift. Submission is something that you give after you have analyzed the situation and you realize that you're safe. If not, you're going to have to get rah rah with these N words. You're going to have to get rah rah with them and buck up, because if he's not going to be the man, somebody's going to have to let their dick swing low. It might as well be you. It might as well. So you need to puff up your chest, deepen your voice, and tell him to get the F out the car. And if he doesn't, just go dial 911. Or you can just dial 911 to begin with and don't even worry about bucking up. Just go dial 911. Let them drag him out the car. Because you have to realize that this man who doesn't care about you, you have to take away the care that you have for him. Sorry. It's his life on the line. This is not my business. You do whatever it is that you feel that you need to do, sir. If you think that you're going to stay in that car, then you got something else coming. Uh, a billy club and some handcuffs, or it could get a lot worse than that. Look, get out. How many times do you need to say it? You know what I'm saying? Because how dare he? If he feels that whatever is going on, that the relationship is not worth him just even stepping out to just end the argument. Because I told you, when I was in Martha's Vineyard, I sat right there. Oh, in other countries it's 119, 110, and some other kind. I believe in Japan it was something in Japan. It wasn't 911, because when I went to go dial 911 in Japan, that was not the right number. But yeah, so find out what nine would do. How do you alert the authorities in your area, and do what it is that you need to do for you, because you have to remember that in the United States, every 6 hours, according to the FBI's data as of earlier this year or last year, every 6 hours a Black woman was unalived at the hands of a man. And so you have to protect your life. You cannot put these people's lives ahead of yours. When people cross your boundaries, you have to set them firm and enact your consequences, because far too many of these men want you to submit, but they want you to submit because they want you to be pliable. They want you to submit to effery. They want you to submit to nonsense. Listen, people, there are people out there who say that I hate men. There's men who come onto my page and they're like, "Oh, you hate men, blah 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 blah." But I think they know deep down that I don't. If I did, I wouldn't make the videos that I make the way that I make my videos, because trust and believe, there are many men out there who would open your door. There are many men out there who are looking to cater to you. There are many men out there who are willing and wanting to give you what it is that you want and need. But we have to stop wasting our time with nakers like this. We have to stop wasting our time with men who are not a good fit. We have to stop wasting our time with people who don't care about us. We have to stop wasting our time. Go ahead and thumbs up the video, tag somebody to see this mess and get their take on it. My thing is that there's so many bum men who come to my page talking about I hate men, I don't like men, and it's because they are represented in the type of males that we discuss on this channel, the ones to avoid. And when I tell you that these are men that you need to avoid, that you need to love yourself, I am cutting off their supply, and they're panicking. They don't know what to do, because they're like, "Oh, I need this woman to be compliant. I need her to be cooperative with my effery." Because if there's one thing that you notice, it's always the nicest of gals. It's always the nicest of gals that you see getting taken advantage of. It's always the ones that you see that are so sweet and so meek and so pleasant and so humble, right? So Black women, what is it that we're doing? What is it that we're doing? I'm serious. What are we doing? Because we got no issues hollering at somebody at the checkout line. We got no issues, telling a teacher off. We got no issues setting our boundaries when it comes to situations that could be completely inappropriate. But when it comes to setting boundaries in situations like this, what are we doing? Where is that energy to be like, get out of my car now? And then if he don't, just dial 911 and let them deal with it. Let them know where you're at. You don't have to go inside of the car. You don't have to do anything because he has two choices. Either he could get his black ass out the car before the police get there, or he can have the police take him the F out the car once they do. Come on. It's like, wait. Wait, AW says, I would gladly take assault charges because I would have bodied old dude. Are you male or female? What is going on out here? This is too much. This is too. Oh, you know what? I need to check my apples to see if any apples came through. If you want your comment read on air, you can send the Cash App through. The link is in the description. So that's pretty much the video right there. I wanted this to be a short enough video for you to be able to watch it and share it and be able to get the lessons from this video. I want you to tell me, what self-love lessons did you gain or garner from today's video? What did you pick up on from today's video? So I want you to type SLL and let me see what the self-love lesson is that you have gained. I want to see. Come on. SLL for self-love lesson. Come on. Let's see. Those men can smell weakness in certain women like sharks. Well, you know what? It seemed like he was testing her. It really seemed like he was testing her. Like he just kept saying more and more things to see what he could get away with. That would have been a two. Oh, you know what? I wanted to say something else. As soon as you give your self-love lessons, I'm going to say what it is that I wanted to say about this content creator. Thank you, nurse lady. It's a jungle out here. Listen, this is why you have to maintain your peace. He's treating her like she likes to be treated. Coming from a person who probably identifies as male. Don't let some bum sit in your car because it will be hard to get him out. A tank of gas is a small price to pay to learn who someone really is. Yes, yes. Men shouldn't be in the passenger seat. I mean, people have cars nowadays. Men are not always going to drive. So let's see. Women taking accountability starts with not giving men with this mentality a chance and starving them of options. Yes, 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 yes. At the end of the day, it is up to you who gets granted audience with the queen. It is up to you. SLL, let that tomato. I don't understand. When someone shows you who they are, believe them, have boundaries and stand on them. If he won't pump, then he can't pump. I know that's right. I know that's right. I need to set boundaries from day one, says Sandy. She showed him what she liked and he's acting accordingly. You know what? Listen, you're going to make me stop the music and curse you out, Robert. Listen, at the end of the day, it is up to you to be a good person. There are people out there who may want to be abused, but are you going to be an abusive person? You have to represent yourself at all times. If you find a woman who likes to be treated badly, if you're not a terrible bad person, don't participate in that. Leave her. She's not mentally healthy. She's not psychologically sound. Find a woman that you can be a good man to if you are a good man, but you're letting us know who you are, Robert. You are the type of man who doles out abuse and says that she wanted it. Oh my Lord. Let's go forward. Let's go forward. Let's see. I'm gonna read some more comments, right? SLL is never let a man use you and he's not working with you. Okay, SLL teaching my son to do better. Okay, SLL, if he won't pump, then okay, we read that one already. Have conversations about expectations beforehand. Some of these things come up in the moment. Like, you're not going to be on a first date being like, and I expect you to pump my gas, and I expect you to put together the IKEA furniture, and I expect, You know, it's like these things come up as you're living and learning, and we as women have to stop letting. That's why you can't keep a man hold us in relationships that are not working for us. Give it some time. Don't go for the jumping pump right off the bat. Take some time to get to know who a person is. That way, if they're not the type of person that you want to be with, get rid of them. Leave them where you left them, where you met them, right? Oh my goodness. Now Nicholas is calling people coons. You go right ahead until Facebook puts you in jail. It's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. All right. Island Girl says, let's put some music on for Island Gal. Yeah, Island Gal. Yes, a Island Gal. Hey, hey, hey. Let's see. TLC knew what they were singing about, and you see so many of these men in the manosphere were mad about that song No Scrubs. If you're not a scrub, why are you upset? It's like, a scrub is a guy who thinks he's fly. Wait, a scrub is a guy who thinks he's fly, also known as a buster. Always talking about what he wants, but just sit on he broadcast. Oh no, me no want no scrub, nah, can't no love. Hey, the scrub is a man who can't get no love from me. Hey, sitting in the passenger side of his best friend ride, trying to holler at me. Hey. All right, let me just go for it. Let me just go for it. Believe their true self when they show it. Don't let the dust enrage you. Just cut them off. Absolutely. So I'm going to talk about what it is that I wanted to say about this particular skit, right? All right. So in this particular skit, one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I meant, oh, that's not the right thing. One of the things that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned is, if you're going to do a skit, right? Why not have a skit with a learning lesson in there that empowers women? This is a bad look. Like, this is a bad look for women, right? It's like she showed no backbone. She did not enforce her boundaries. She allowed this man to stay in her car as she pumped. It's like, why not? Why not have the video end with him on the ground with a boot on his back? Okay, maybe we did. Why not have the skit end with us showing what? Maybe I need to start doing skits. I mean, they ain't gonna be long, because I'm gonna be like, oh, this man is sitting in my car, and I paid. Well, no, hold on. First of all, I wasn't gonna go in there and pay for the gas anyway. So the skit would have been me sitting there looking at him, and then I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked at the pump, said, "This how it's gotta be." I mean, the skit is just gonna end. Special shout out to those of you who know where that is from. I'm tired of these skits too, because it's like nothing is real online anymore, and these things just come up to enrage us, and it's like a bunch of black people and black men and women just making us look bad. Just making us look bad with the nonsense. It's like, okay, so what is the moral of the story here? It's like they just it's like they are constantly showing black men to be bums and black women to be what? Irrational, no boundaries, no standards. Like, come on, at some point we gotta be like, um, N word, get the F about my car. Here's the skit. Yo, what what we talking about right now? Oh, what? You not get what? Oh, 911, end of skit. Doom, doom, doom. Done. It's done. One and done. It's done. It's done. It's exactly. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. There is another video going viral of a girl who got offered an engagement ring but I don't want this video to be too long, so I probably will have to come back out and talk about that. I will see you all. Yeah, it's just to fuel this back and forth argument, men versus women thing. Like, I'm not with it. It's toxic. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's like, come on. Exactly. It's an incomplete skit because the end of the skit, Taja, you need to be on the text notification spot. Oh, let me check the apples before I go. And then he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, said, "This how it gotta be." All right. So, yeah. So, on that note, I'm going to jump out of here. I will see you all in the next video. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, what? Love yourself. And part of loving yourself is setting boundaries. Part of loving yourself is figuring out, how do I want to be treated? And if I'm not treated that way, what do I do? I mean, everybody doesn't deserve audience with the queen. Everybody doesn't deserve to sit before you. Everybody doesn't deserve to have access to you. It's like we cannot control other people, but we can control ourselves. We are the only people we can control. Like, people be like, "Oh, you gonna respect me." You're going to tell somebody they're going to respect you. Nobody has to respect you. However, you must have enough respect for yourself that when you're not receiving that respect from someone else, that you do what it is that you need to do to make sure that ASV, who knows what ASV stands for on the Knockout platform here? Who knows what ASV stands for, right? I want to see. I'm going to give a shout out to the first person who states it. You old school, if you watch my videos, I did a lesson on this in 2017, 2018, around then. So yeah, what does ASV stand for? Let's see if somebody is old head, been watching for a few years. Speaking of watching for a few years, we're going to have a watch party this weekend. It's my 15-year anniversary, and so we're going to react to my very first video since it's been 15 years, and we're going to see how things have changed on the Tonya TKO platform. Make sure you're on the text notification squad to get your text, and I'll send a text out when we do this. Oh, we got an apple that has come in. Yes, Dontrell. How did you know that, Dontrell? Absence speak volumes. Oh, Dragon knows it too. Wanton, you so silly. You hungry. All right. So I'm gonna give a shout out to those two. Absolutely. You have to let your absence speak volumes. It's as simple as that. You cannot have people up in your face that somebody's saying Urkel, is that you? Somebody's so silly. All right, let me grab this. Let me grab the apple. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What's that? Hey. All right, let's read these. Let's see. All right. Danny sends 444 and says, "Black men shame black women for calling 911." You know what? Black women shame black women for calling 911. The whole black community shames black women. But these boys in blue are here to help you. And listen, these you know what? Listen. These white women, let me tell you something. These white women ain't afraid to call 911. As a matter of fact, they leverage it to keep these boys in place. I mean, we played the audio, the tapes from Obum Sele, Toby, and I actually got some text messages. Somebody sent some text messages to me of him admitting that he was a battered boyfriend and whining and crying about it and deciding to stay and not do what it is that he needed to do, wanting to be in such proximity to whiteness that he decided to just stay. I also got video of him. Oh, she wasn't the only star. I mean, only fans star. Oh, he was her buck. Oh, I got the footage, but I don't know how to show the footage because it's explicit. Oh, yes. Yes. So, nonetheless, yes. Yes, Danny. Black women get shamed for calling 911 because they're like, "Oh, you could you You could have killed me. That's a death threat, right? Well, look, you know what? Getting into an argument and altercation with a man could be is a death threat for you because he has the ability to unalive you with his bare hands, and you have to put yourself first. Let me give you some hearts. Thank you, Danny. You have to put yourself first. First and foremost, you got to put yourself first. And you know what? There's some of you who the story of how I ended up living in my car. I had a really, really, really close friend, like my closest friend. I lent him some money. He decided that, and you know what? I allowed him to hold on to the money. Right? He paid me back some of it. I allowed him to hold on to the rest of it because I was like, oh, as long as my boy owes me money, I will always be good. I ended up in that situation where my accounts were leaned. I landed on the ground in California. My accounts were leaned, and I had to ask him for that money. And he broke fly on me. He decided that he was not going to send it, right? And actually he said he was going to send it, and I thought that I was okay. But when I got to the Western Union, what he sent was like a couple $100s, not the few thousand that he owed me. And because I had been calling him, he wasn't answering the phone, and he just ghosted me. Then after he sent the money, I called him and I was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Where's the rest of it?" And he felt that he didn't owe it to me. And whether or not he felt he owed it to me or not, I mean, the numbers were there, right? The numbers were there. I'm sorry, this story still upsets me, right? And I had to do what it is that I had to do. And I had my car, so I slept in my car. And I ended up actually staying in my car for a year, just trying to get all of the pieces in place to just make sure that that would never happen to me again. Staying in my car was dangerous. The way I look at it, the Tanya that he knew was dead. Like, if you will allow me to be in a dangerous situation of which my life is threatened, you, we got nothing else. Like, if you don't care about my life, how can I care about any type of association with you? The Tanya he knew was gone. That person is no more. If you allow me to sleep in my car in a dangerous situation, you are no friend of mine. And during the pandemic, my phone rang with a number that looked like what I remembered his number to be, because he had like a unique number. Because of course I deleted him and all this other stuff, right? And I searched through, I saw the number on my missed call. I saw it ringing and I was like, what the hell? Because you know, it's the pandemic. A lot of people are dying. People's parents and grandparents are dying, all this, that, and the other. And I saw the number come up on the call and I was like, this cannot be. And I copied the number. I searched through my email to see if it was his number. And lo and behold, it was his number. And I was like, well, it's been a few years now. Maybe his mother is dying. Maybe he's dying. And you know what I did? For those of you who haven't heard this story before, what did I do once I searched my email and verified that that was his number? What I'll put some music up so you all can answer. But from what it is that you know of me, what is it that, take some guesses? What is it that I did? What is it that I did? What is it that I did? Once I verified, there's a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to give you all some time to answer. What did I do once I verified that it was his number? Meta says maybe he gonna give you your money back. All right. It's the betrayal of someone you believe to be a friend that hurts the most. Let me tell you something. I have gotten, Noah, a Perry, just, you all know me very, very well. You all know me very, very well. Let me tell you what I did. I'm gonna let some more come in while the music plays down. We got 22 more seconds. Dareth, why are you late? You should be a part of the text notification squad. Meta, Kendra, MJ. Come on, we got 5 more seconds. All right, there it is. There it is. Right there. There it is. Right there. Dontrell says, told him to have a nice life. You know what? Letting him hear my voice live is interacting with him live, taking up time from my life, interacting with him. When I saw that his number came through and verified that it was his number, I thought to myself, oh, I didn't realize this number was still able to get through. And I blocked that bitch. Just like that. I blocked it. Because he has no access to me. Whether his mother's dying, whether he's dying, listen, I wish him the best. I got no ill feelings for him. But if your mother is dying, look, this is why it's important to foster and nurture healthy relationships. Don't wait until you're dying. I remember there was this guy who was playing all these games with me back when I had TKO skin. He was playing all these games like cat and mouse, hide and seek games. And I was like, I didn't have the time for all of that. But I remember he called me up after one of his times of playing this whole cat and mouse because it was like, you gone, but I don't realize you gone because I'm busy. I'm doing other things, right? He called me to let me know that his mother died and he wanted someone to be with and hold him as he cried. I thought to myself, listen, you need to set those relationships up. You need to set up a situation in which that type of interaction is the relationship is conducive for that type of interaction. I couldn't be there for him. You need to go be with somebody. This is part of the thing. You want to play cat and mouse. You want to feel like you don't need anybody. You don't want to this. You don't want to that. But when you have a tragedy, come on. I'm not, no, sorry. Mm-mm. 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 I was like, I'm sorry your mother died. And he was like, yeah, my mother really loved your videos and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah. But this is why, smart men understand the cycle of life. Far too, far too many black men act like they don't. Michonne says, God forgives. I don't. Listen, we could forgive. I could forgive, but you're going to get forgotten. I forgive you, but I also forgot you. It's as simple as that. I forgive you, but I also forgot you. Let me grab this. Let me grab this whatchamacallit right here. Let's see. Sierra sends $3 and says, I appreciate your content. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being a knockout, a lovebird, being a part of the squad. Thank you. So listen, I'm going to get out of here. Go out there and love one another. Make sure that you support the channel. Join the text notification squad. It's $1.99 a month or $22 for the year. That way you get texts all year round. It's an amazing service that helps you when I come on early, when we broadcast offline, because we do Zooms behind the scenes, we have parties, we do a bunch of different things. We assign accountability partners, we do a lot of different things behind the scenes, and we are a support to one another. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, we need to meet up behind the scenes soon. Um, some of our TKO Tech Squad members are out here getting healthy, losing weight, getting new jobs, all of that. So listen, so we need to gather behind the scenes soon. All right, so listen, I will Michelle, wait. Ms. Manny says, nah, I don't forgive. Forgiveness is for you. Let me tell you something about forgiveness. And I have an MP3 on forgiveness. I need to get back up on my website, but forgiveness brings peace to you because you're no longer holding on to that stuff. You have got to forgive for you, for yourself. You've got to forgive for your peace. You've got to forgive so that there's none of that stuff being held on inside of you. You've got to forgive for you. And remind me to get that forgive MP3 back up on my website. Somebody had asked me about it. And I had to take it down because of these payment processing, the installments. They don't allow you to have virtual product on there. So I had to take it down because of that. but I'm going to get it back up. So just remind me of that. So I will see you all in the next video. Kai is late. This is why you have to get here, because we already talked about the whole video. We've already talked about the whole video. So I will see you all in the next live. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself, the self-love lesson that I learned from today's video is, what did I learn from today's video? Yes. One of the things that I learned from today's video is that as a content creator, that we can't just allow these half skits to sit out there in the air without resolution that is empowering. This is part of the reason that I ask you all for the self-love lessons at the end of the video, because, okay, what is this teaching people? It's like, what is this teaching women? It's like, okay, so now we're getting into these back and forths, but this is not an empowering piece. It doesn't make Black men look good. It doesn't make Black women look good. So we as content creators, what is it that we're doing to not just have dialogue on people's trauma or toxicity or dysfunction, but what are we as content creators doing to be able to teach lessons, to be able to impart wisdom, to be able to impart directives in our content? And then on that note, I will see you in the next video. And thank you to all the new people on the text notification squad. We got a bunch of, this past week, we got a bunch of people who joined. So we're actually almost up to 800 people on the text notification squad. So I'm excited about meeting with you all behind the scenes. So I will see you all in the next video. You can join now. And if you send an Apple after I'm off air, I will send you the emojis back, because on Cash App, we are able to respond back with emojis, and I'll respond back to you off air. I'll see you all later. Peace. Oh, look. I'm a Vibe says, I purchased that MP3 and it helped me reconcile with my sister after not speaking to her for 5 years. It helped me a lot. And thank you for your service. Wow, look at that. You know what? I'm glad I didn't log off before we saw that. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to work on getting that MP3 back up on the website today, because, sometimes I forget just how many people are helped. And I need to do an MP3 on inner child as well as setting boundaries. I need to do these MP3s about really just holding your own, because at the end of the day, it is about the lesson. So we're doing these viral topics, but what is it that I'm doing to assist you in creating change in your life? And so I appreciate you all for that. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much. I'm a Vibe.